afternoon, everyone. Today we are going to discuss about the employee handbook. We are 5 people in our group: me, Tanveer Kaur, Ayush, Simran Parmar, Chamika De Silva, and Simran Preet Kaur. So we are going to discuss about the handbook, best practices for the employees, and the changes we have made from old handbook to new handbook. So what is a handbook? It's a important book that guides a business how it have to behave with its workers and how the employers behave with their workers and what is expecting from the workers. Firstly, we are going to discuss about introduction, overview, and then benefits. After that, why we have changed the some sections and changes made in the handbook. After that, we are going to discuss about best guidelines for the clients. We have discussed 4 guidelines, and after that, there is a checklist for implementation and the purpose, and after that it's a summary and then conclusion. So overview of a handbook. The handbook is a valuable resource for employees which outlines the complete policies, rules and regulations that guides the workers as well as employees how they should behave in a workplace. It creates a positive environment in a workplace, and it helps to understand their rights and responsibilities, promotes compliance with company values, and offer expectations. What is going to expected from the owners that is expected by the workers, and what is the expectations of owners from the workers. So firstly, the benefits of an updated employee handbook. We have made some changes from the old handbook to new one. What are the benefits of this? Firstly, it helps to reduce confusion and miscommunication. For example, if the worker knows about the new rules and regulation and it hasn't made in the handbook, so it can create a confusion. So it clears the confusion and miscommunication. Secondly, it serves as a tool for employee orientation. If a worker is new in a business, then it gives a guide to the new worker that helps the new worker to fit in the business. Thirdly, minimize legal risk by ensuring compliance with labor laws. The labor laws change time to time, so it helps to update the handbook time to time, and it decreases the risk. The fourth one is it creates a positive work culture. If the misunderstandings and the doubts are clear, then definitely it will create a positive work environment. The last point is it supports employees with clear information about leaves, safety, mental health and conduct. There are so many sections that tells about these kind of things, and it clears the workers how they're gonna use their rights and how they're gonna react with these kind of aspects. Thank you. And the next steps will be followed by Chamika.
Okay, in here we're going to talk about why changes are necessary. To accommodate altered patterns of work, with altered patterns of work such as home working or blended working, policies need to accommodate these new arrangements. Compliance with the law. Reforms are undertaken and address new labor laws, health standards and safety provisions. The third one is employee feedback. Employees requested simpler to understand more accessible guidelines which require revisions. Technology updates. A paperless edition has been created to provide easier access. Fifth one is updating with company culture. As the company grows, the handbook must evolve to include additions such as increased focus on the diversity, equity, and inclusion. In here, we're gonna talk about what are the changes that we made in the handbook. So the first one is welcome note. A tailored message from the CEO emphasizes growth, well-being, and positive workplace. The reason is to get employees excited from the start and set a friendly tone. The second one is employment policies. More explicit policies regarding hiring, promotions, terminations, and conflict resolutions. The reason is easier to see and understand by the employees for the HR process. The third one is remote work policies. Explicit definitions of expectations, hardware, and best remote working practices. The reason is similar to in less networked working areas, clarity leads to productivity and compliance with company light of revised safety standards and law. The reason is to facilitate a compliant and safe environment. The fifth one is diversity and inclusion, important section promoting an inclusive, equitable work culture. The reason is in order to build a positive work culture and enhance worker satisfaction. The sixth one is mental health services. New page describing mental health services such as counseling, wellness programs, and support groups. The reason is due to the added emphasis on mental health in the workplace. And the next section will cover by Stephen Farma.
So the another section which we made in our handbook is regarding the vacation and policies leave. So there are more specific policies regarding the vacation, accrual, paid time off, sick leaves and the parental leaves. So the main motive is to make these policies is in order to avoid the confusion and ensures the entitlements are achieved. And why these sections were made, we have some of the highlights. One of this addressing new needs. Remote work and mental health policies reflect the current employee needs and the work trend in the workplace. The second one is values alignment. So the new diversity and mental health section reflect the commitments to the diverse and caring workplace. The third one is transparency and the clarity in the workplace. New vacations and leave policies demonstrate the employee entitlements in the clear terms and avoiding the misunderstanding and the compliance with labor laws. So here are some of the best guidelines which we discuss about for the clients. So one of the best, our first guideline is that best practice for the internal clients. So our first point is that target the audience. So target audience involves lawyers, therapists, solo practitioners, all the sole proprietors. And the main purpose for this is to help the small business to operate without a full-time HR persons. Second is know client needs. It is important to hear and learn the client's needs for the personalized services. And why this is important? It's very important in order to boost the client's satisfaction and the loyalty level. So the second one is day-to-day operations. So their main topic is use time management tools and stay organized in the organization, which is one of the main important part. Second is handle the basic HR tasks like payroll, record keeping, benefits, and also follow the legal standards like human rights codes, accessibility, and pay equity. And the following slides were contributed by Ayush.
So hi, I am Ayush, and so the next is the client relation. Communicate clearly and professionally. So there should be a clear communication between the clients and the employer, as the employer will talk to the clients in a good manner, so they would feel very comfortable and they will work professionally, protect client data and maintain confidentially. Like if there would be a good communication, they will work harder for it and they'll just protect the data and they won't let other companies know about their schemes or anything else. Build trust through responsiveness and respect. Like the trust will be only formed by the good communication. If there will be no communication, there will be a really bad trust among them. Next slide, please. And the another one is hiring and employee management, hiring first employee. So mainly the point is hiring a new employee, write a clear job description and post the job. So firstly, what we see, we are getting lack of any position. We just write the job descriptions and then we post the job, screen candidates and conduct interviews and check references. First of all, we see the candidate, then we check, then we take the interview of that person. We call on the for the in-person interview, And then we check the references. If there is a referral from any of the other associate, if he could tell that how is he working, do he have any experience behind or anything else, and meet legal requirement, contracts, tax form, and NDAs. And we all take some papers which he or she will sign so that he can know his right responsibilities, everything else. Here is the hiring checklist highlight. Create and post job. Write a clear job description and share it on the job boards or the company website to find the right candidates. So this is really very simple. Recruit and select. This is the selection process, and where we review the application, interview the candidates, and choose the best person for the job. So here interviews are taken for the several peoples, but we find something specific we should have that for that job. So we just select that person. And the onboard, welcome the new hire, complete paperwork, give them the tools and training to start their role smoothly. So first of all, when a person come on onboard, there is a orientation where we tell the person what is the thing, what he have to do, what will be his duties, responsibilities, what he has not to do. We'll tell everything and we'll give the training, the health and safety, the most one, and integrate and review 30, 60 and 90 days, checking the employee at 30, 60 and 90 days to see how they are doing and answer question and give feedback. So this is also known as a prohibitional period where a person get a full-time or a permanent job after that period. So that comes up with 90 days. And the last but not the least, ongoing support, like 3 to 6 months, continue to support the employee after a few months with follow-ups, coaching or training to help them to grow and succeed. So we just mainly tell them like what is your responsibilities, are doing good, we just help them. So next will be taken with my friend Kushimran, please.
So here is some of the purposes of the employee handbook. Why we are changing these type of the changes from our previous handbook to the new handbook. The first one is reference guide for the employee. We will easily look up the employees, easily look at the rules, procedures and benefits when what we needed at the job. And other one is the transparency and the policies. The main handbook procedure is like the transparency for all the employer. There is nothing like to hide and something related like discrimination against any of the diversity based. So another third one is strength employee and employers trust. Like while we are put the handbook in front of the employer, it's like a best communication system between them, and it's like a transparency between the employee and employer trust where they have a trust in between of them. Ensure everyone understands their roles, rights and responsibility during their work. They have their everything mentioned regarding their leave procedure, regarding their retirement purpose and everything. And the last one is align employees with the mission, vision and value of the company. Help employees feel confidence while they are working. They know about their mission and everything. Here is the checklist for implementation of the changes. In the first one, I'm just to review the welcome note where we are put the handbook where all the policies are mentioned. Where the new policies are made according to the law. And under the employment policies, verify that the update policies comply with the legal requirement. Those policies that we are mentioned in the new handbook, those are follow from the previous from the rules and regulations. Add new section that's helpful for the benefits and diversity based laws. And the compliance checks ensure all changes adhere to local and national labor law. The changes that we made that are according to the labor law. Internal communication, share the update handbook with employees and communicate the changes. So internal communication means we could give the handbook to all the employees, so that's why they familiar with their changes. And employee acknowledged, have employees acknowledge, receipt and understanding of the new policies. Another one is employee involvement. In that employees are involved while they are making new rules and regulations. They give their feedback on the new policies about that. And other one is summary. And here the handbook is a key for the communicate between the company and employee. They know about the rule, regulations and responsibilities. The new sections are like mentioned related to their health, workplace and leave policies. The company commitment are related to the modern and safety. And checklist ensure proper implementation and good communication will help everyone understand the changes. The last one is our conclusion. In that we are mentioning about the employees understand their roles, rights and responsibility. Recent update reflect the evolving workplace, including the company's commitment to well-being, safety, inclusivity and remote work. Clear communication and engagement with the update handbook will help employee align with the company expectations, improve their overall experience at workplace. Thank you from all our team members.
Thank you.
Thank
And
you.
any questions are welcome.